You set goals every month, even after trying every productivity hack on the internet, but you still end up back where you started. What if you could rewire your brain's default patterns in just 30 days to automatically move towards success? In this video, I'll share 7 neuroscience-backed techniques that elite performers use to literally reprogram their minds for achievement. And you can start today. I discovered these methods when I hit rock bottom 3 years ago, stuck in the same patterns despite trying everything. That's when I dove into neuroplasticity research from Stanford and MIT. The problem is, most people treat success like motivation, something you find, but neuroscience proves success is a pattern you build, literally changing your brain's wiring. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use your brain's natural rewiring ability to lock in success behaviors permanently. Let's dive in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most people start their day reacting, checking phones, hitting snooze, letting the world dictate their state. But there's a 60-second neurological window right after you wake up that determines your entire day. The morning identity anchor is a precise statement you speak out loud within 60 seconds of waking. Not an affirmation, a declaration of who you are. Your brain's reticular activating system is most programmable in this semi-conscious state, before external stimuli flood in. Research from the University of California found that your brain's theta wave activity is highest in the first moments of waking, making it 3 times more receptive to identity-level programming. Dr. Andrew Huberman's lab confirmed that verbal declarations activate the prefrontal cortex faster than written affirmations. This works because your brain literally can't distinguish between a repeated thought pattern and reality. It builds neural pathways based on consistent input, not truth. First, write 1 sentence before bed tonight. I am followed by your success identity. Example, I am someone who follows through, or I am a person who solves problems. Second, place this note on your nightstand where you'll see it immediately. Third, the second you open your eyes tomorrow before touching your phone, say it out loud 3 times with conviction. Fourth, feel the identity in your chest. This emotional component is crucial for memory and coding. Common mistake, making it a wish, saying I want to be. Wrong, state it as current fact. Your subconscious doesn't recognize time, it accepts repeated statements as identity. But that's not all. This next one is crucial, and it goes against everything you've been taught about positive thinking. Failure pre-programming means spending 5 minutes every evening visualizing yourself failing, then scripting your comeback response. Not vague worry, specific failure scenarios with pre-planned resilience reactions. Studies from the University of Pennsylvania show that 92% of people abandon goals because they encounter unexpected setbacks and have no mental script for recovery. Your amygdala, the fear center, goes haywire when reality doesn't match expectations. But when you've already mentally rehearsed failure, your brain recognizes the pattern and stays calm. Elite athletes call this mental armor. Navy SEALs use this exact technique in training. It works because you're creating neural pathways for resilience, not just success. First, every evening for 30 days, grab a journal and write tomorrow, if followed by a specific failure scenario. For example, if I oversleep and miss my workout. Second, complete the sentence with your pre-planned response. I'll do a 10-minute session at lunch instead. Third, visualize the failure and your calm response for 90 seconds. See yourself executing the backup plan. Fourth, add the phrase, this is expected to normalize setbacks. The key distinction, you're not expecting failure. You're removing its power to derail you. For instance, instead of thinking, I hope I don't mess up, think when obstacles appear, I already know exactly what I'll do. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful. Most people don't know this, but you're probably destroying your brain's motivation system every single day without realizing it. The 2-minute dopamine hack is a strategic delay system where you insert a 2-minute boring task between craving and reward. You're manually rebuilding your brain's dopamine sensitivity by teaching it to tolerate discomfort before pleasure. Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman's research reveals that modern instant gratification, scrolling, snacking, Netflix, has fried our dopamine receptors. Your brain now expects rewards without effort, which makes goal pursuit feel impossible because big goals require delayed gratification. Studies show that people who can delay gratification for just 2 minutes have 40% higher success rates in long-term goals. This works because you're literally retraining your dopamine baseline, teaching your brain that good feelings come after effort, not before. First, identify your instant gratification triggers: social media, snacks, YouTube, whatever. Second, implement the rule: before you get the reward, do 2 minutes of something boring, 10 push-ups, washing dishes, sitting in silence. Third, set a literal timer. The key is the boredom must be active, not meditation, creating slight discomfort. Fourth, only after the timer ends, allow yourself the reward, reshape, using productive tasks like reading. Wrong. It must be boring or mildly uncomfortable to rewire the dopamine pathway correctly. For instance, instead of immediately opening Instagram when you're bored, do 2 minutes of stretching first. Your brain will slowly learn. Effort leads to reward. Wait, there's more to this. Now you might be thinking willpower is the answer. But neuroscience proves willpower is the weakest success strategy. Environmental forcing functions are physical changes to your space that make success automatic and failure difficult. You're removing the decision entirely by designing your environment to pull you toward the right behavior. Research from Duke University found that 45% of daily behaviors are habits triggered by environmental cues, not conscious decisions. Your prefrontal cortex, the willpower center, has limited energy, depleting throughout the day. But environmental design bypasses willpower entirely. This works because your brain's basal ganglia responds automatically to environmental triggers. If the gym clothes are already laid out, you're 3 times more likely to work out because you've eliminated the decision point. First, identify one success behavior for your 30-day reprogramming. Second, make it easier than the failure option. If you want to read instead of scrolling, put your phone in another room and place the book on your pillow. Third, increase friction for bad habits. Delete social media apps. Unplug the TV. Put junk food in the basement. Fourth, create a launch sequence. A rang. Everything the night before, so your future self just executes. The nuclear option. Give your friend $500 with instructions to donate it to a cause you hate if you break your commitment. Financial stakes create powerful forcing functions. For instance, instead of relying on motivation to meditate, put your meditation cushion in the doorway so you literally trip over it every morning. This brings me to the next secret. This one is uncomfortable, but it's quietly one of the most powerful reprogramming tools that exists. The Accountability Mirror Protocol is a 3-minute daily practice where you stand in front of a mirror, make eye contact with yourself, and speak truth about your actions. Not affirmations, accountability. You're building self-trust by acknowledging reality without judgment. David Goggins, former Navy SEAL, credits this single practice with transforming his life. Psychological research from the University of Chicago shows that self-deception is the primary barrier to change. We lie to ourselves about effort, progress, and commitment. The mirror creates inescapable honesty because humans are biologically wired to trust facial expressions over words. When you see your own face while speaking, your brain processes it as social accountability, activating the same neural circuits as if someone else were holding you accountable. You literally can't lie to your reflection without creating cognitive dissonance that your brain will work to resolve. First, choose a time when you're alone, morning or before bed. Second, stand 12 inches from a mirror, make direct eye contact and ask, "Did I do what I said I'd do today?" Third, answer out loud with brutal honesty. If you failed, say exactly how. "I said I'd work on my project, but I wasted 2 hours on YouTube." Fourth, without shame, state tomorrow's commitment. "Tomorrow, I will," followed by a specific action, dar, om. On mistake, turning it into positive affirmations. Wrong. This is about accountability first, which builds the self-trust necessary for success. For instance, instead of saying, "I'm amazing and powerful," say, "I committed to waking at 6 a.m. I woke at 6:45. Tomorrow I'm putting my alarm across the room." Now, let's talk about the biological component. Here's where most self-improvement advice fails completely. It ignores your biology. Strategic energy architecture means matching your most important success tasks to your natural circadian energy peaks and protecting those windows like your life depends on it. You're working with your biology, not against it. Chronobiology research from the Salk Institute shows your cognitive performance varies by up to 30% throughout the day based on cortisol and adenosine cycles. Most people waste their peak energy hours, typically 2 to 4 hours after waking, on emails and shallow work. Meanwhile, they try to do deep work at 3 p.m. when their brain is running on fumes. This works because your prefrontal cortex, responsible for complex thinking, is literally more powered during biological peak times. Trying to reprogram your brain during low-energy windows is like trying to build muscle with 5-pound weights. First, track your energy for 3 days. Every hour, rate your mental clarity 1 to 10. Second, identify your peak 2-hour window. For most people, it's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 2 hours after waking. Third, block this time on your calendar with no meetings and protect it ruthlessly. This is for your most important reprogramming work. Fourth, batch all shallow tasks, emails, admin, meetings, into your low-energy afternoon hours. The game changer, during your peak window, work in 90-minute cycles, matching your ultradian rhythm. Then take a 15-minute complete break. For instance, instead of checking email first thing, use 9 to 11 a.m. for learning, strategic PL, anning, or creative work. The exact tasks that reprogram your brain toward success patterns. But that's not all. There's one more technique that ties everything together. This final technique is what makes the reprogramming permanent. The 30-day evidence journal is a nightly practice where you write down 3 pieces of evidence that you're becoming your new identity. Not gratitude, evidence. You're building a case file that your brain can't deny. Neuroscience research from UCLA shows that your brain's confirmation bias works both ways. If you believe you're a failure, you'll find evidence. But if you document evidence of success, your reticular activating system starts filtering reality to find more. Dr. Caroline Leaf's research on neuroplasticity confirms that it takes 21 to 30 days of consistent input to build a new neural pathway, and 63 days to make it automatic. This works because your brain weights recent, repeated evidence higher than distant memories. By documenting daily evidence, you're literally rewriting your self-concept story. First, buy a dedicated notebook, physical, not digital, because handwriting activates more neural pathways. Second, every night before bed, write the date and 3 evidence statements. Today I proved I'm, followed by your identity and a specific action. Example, today I proved I'm disciplined by working out, even though I didn't feel like it. Third, make them specific and behavior-based, not outcome-based. Fourth, on tough days when you can't find 3, write about effort. I proved I'm committed by showing up even though I failed. The secret, you're not documenting perfection, you're documenting direction. For instance, instead of writing I didn't reach my goal, write I took action toward my goal despite obstacles, proving I'm becoming someone who doesn't quit. After 30 days, read all entries in one sitting. You'll have an undeniable evidence of transformation. I promise you, this is the difference between temporary motivation and permanent reprogramming. Let's quickly review what we covered today. Number 1, the morning identity anchor. Reprogram your brain in the first 60 seconds. Number 2, failure pre-programming. Build mental armor against setbacks. Number 3, the 2-minute dopamine hack. Rebuild your motivation system. Number 4, environmental forcing functions. Make success automatic. Number 5, the accountability mirror protocol. Build unshakable self-trust. Number 6, strategic energy architecture. Work with your biology, not against it. Number 7, the 30-day evidence journal. Document your transformation daily. Remember, your brain doesn't change through information. It changes through consistent action. You have everything you need right now to start reprogramming. The only difference between who you are today and the successful version of you 30 days from now is whether you execute these 7 techniques. Don't wait until Monday or next month or when you feel ready. Start with just the morning identity anchor tomorrow. I promise you, 30 days from now, you'll look back at this moment as the turning point.
If you found this helpful, smash that like button.
It tells YouTube to share this with others who need it. Subscribe for more neuroscience-backed self-improvement content like this every week. Drop a comment telling me which technique you're starting with first, or share your experience if you've already tried any of these. And if you want to learn how to build unstoppable discipline, check out this video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.